Here I'm going to show you how to find some good keywords for your niche using the Google Keywords tool, which is free. So what you want to do is you can search for adwords.google.com, and this will come up first, and click on Keyword Tool. The URL for that is actually adwords.google.com/select/keyword tool external. And this page will come up, and you want to type in your main niche phrase. I'm going to use dog training because it's one of my favorite niches and a good example. And you're going to click Get Keyword Ideas. Now, a lot of times a CAPTCHA will come up, but I just used the tool, so I had already filled it in. So you would enter the CAPTCHA if it comes up, and then you'll get this list of keywords. And what you want to do over here is you want to select exact. I made the mistake for many years of going with broad, and what it is the exact is the people are searching exactly for that phrase, and that's how much traffic is searching for that phrase. And the broad is more people that are searching for stuff that has that phrase in it. So you'll get larger results with the broad, but it's not a good representation of how much traffic you'll get. And I always wondered why I didn't get a lot of traffic for a lot of keywords, and that's why. So you have your exact, and you can search by you can sort, by these different columns. I usually like to see what's getting the most traffic first. And all your keywords, all the related keywords will come up. Now, one thing to note is you don't want to go after keywords that don't get a lot of traffic. Even if they're easy to rank for, it's getting one visitor a day doesn't really help you. So I usually go for ones that get at least 1,600. This is a month, so that's, I think, 50 searches a day. At least 1,600 or more. And what you want to do here is you want to write down all the keywords that interest you. What you can do is you can click on this Add Exact, and it'll add it over on the side to this list. You can fill up the list with all the ones you want to add, and then you can export it into a text file so you don't have to write them all down. Now, one thing also about keyword research is you don't want to just stick with your main keywords, like dog training. That was my main keyword. But you want to think of other keywords, too, that people might be searching for, like dog obedience. Clicker training is a big thing. So you might want to search clicker training or dog clicker, crate training. All those little things can give you more keywords to work with. Alright, so now you have a bunch of keywords, but how do you know which ones are too competitive and which ones you should go for? And that's the other half of this, which can be really time-consuming and very subjective, too. So in order to find that out, you want to go to Google and search for your keyword term. I don't put it in quotes or anything. I just search for dog training because when people are searching, they're not usually putting it in quotes. Now, I know a lot of the other courses and other people will tell you to search for all in title and all in URL and find out how many competing sites and on and on and on. And I think those are all good to give you a general idea of how many people are targeting the phrase. But when it comes down to it, the websites that are on page 1 for your term are the ones that are already ranking, and that's your competition. So I just basically type in the term, and I look to see what's ranking. Now, obviously, just dog training itself is going to be pretty competitive, but you'll want to be using some of your longer tail keywords to try to draw out the ones that you can easily rank for. So just as an example here, what you want to do is you want to be using the Firefox browser, and you want to get SEO for Firefox, and that's going to show all this really cool information down here. And the things that I usually look at is I look at the PageRank, even though I don't put a lot of stock in PageRank, but I do think it's a broad indication of what Google thinks about the site. I look at the age because I think domain age is very important. So if you've got all old domains on page 1, then you might want to rethink about that keyword. I look at the page links. You can see this page has 4,670 links to it. That's a lot. And I look at the You can look at also the government links and the education links because those carry a pretty heavy weight. And another thing to look at is the domain links. Which is a lot for this domain. Now you want to go through this whole exercise for all of the sites on page 1. And what I recommend doing is putting into some sort of spreadsheet with all this important information so that you can analyze and see if you're going to be able to get on page 1 for that keyword. Now, granted, this does take a lot of time, but it's well worth it. You have to go through the keyword research exercise. You can't skimp on this. You need to spend a lot of time on it. This will make or break whether you're going to get a lot of traffic to your website. And this is free, but there's another method in the video below this where you can use a tool that just boils this all down and makes it so much easier and faster. Even though the tool is a little bit pricey, you're going to want to save up your money and buy it. When you look at these sites, you're looking for ones that don't have a lot of backlinks to the page, possibly don't have a lot of backlinks to the domain, but if it's like a eZine Articles article, or a WordPress blog that's on WordPress.com, or another Web 2.0 property, you can beat those fairly easily, even though there are a lot of backlinks to the domain, because usually there's no backlinks to the page itself. Obviously, the age of the domain is going to be important too. The edu links, the gov links, you have to make a call based on all this information as to whether you can beat the sites that are already on there. And another thing also too, you do want to take into consideration, is the keyword phrase in the title? Is it in the URL? Is it on the page? Are they optimizing for it? Those things are important too, so you want to take that all into consideration when deciding if you can rank for that particular keyword.